Another Wednesday afternoon, another evening for us to have discussion on the wonders of therapy. My name is Steve Andrews. They call me the Master Therapist. I'm the CEO of Student Touch to Spa. I'm also a trainer. They call me Master. I just a trainer. Today, what we do basically is trying to give back whatever little we have. So we start what we call Steve Andrews and Associate, and we try to allow people, help people, or facilitate people to master the art of massage therapy. I'm also a spa therapist for many years, 25 years. I started as a massage therapist, and we wiggle our way through all the different modalities, all the different concepts in the spa. Facial, body treatment, manicures, pedicures. We have gone as far as develop spas. I have developed my own spa, I call it Student Touch at the Bamboo Retreat, where we really focus on the sustainability of nature itself. So really is like what I call is like fitting a beautiful woman in the middle of nature. So we really fit beauty in nature, where we use sustainable stuff, recyclable material, bamboo, which is a recyclable plant. And the spa is really indoor but yet outdoor feeling, so you're really in the middle of a garden itself. Concept like we have a tree, beautiful tree in the middle of the spa, and all the facilities is just fit around that tree, so you get oxygen directly from that tree itself. So we also develop itself. I spend a lot of time in terms of development of the sector around the region, and now I'm contributing globally in terms of spa and wellness development. So I say all of that to say that I think I have a little idea of what is happening in terms of the spa and wellness sector, and it's really about giving back. I keep saying that yes, I have plugged myself into a space for the last, let me say, 8 years, where I have decided to withdraw myself from development and just focus on me. And as I said, until COVID came, I decided I want to refocus, because there will be a time when all of us have to move on. And basically I have if you move on and take everything that you know with you, basically you have died. And that's what death is all about. But if you have passed some of that knowledge on to someone, you continue to live within those persons. And I think that's what I'm trying to do, is really pass on the little knowledge I have, that someone will carry along my legacy or my style or my idea going forward. So we have developed the Steve Andrews and Associate, and we are working on developing a community. I call it a community because it's not what I would call something that is Steve Andrews. I want a community that we all can sit around, we all can come together, we all can meet somewhere, we can have discussion and how we can develop this spa wellness sector and move it forward. Or massage therapy, how do we develop our massage, how do we master our art, or the art of massage therapy, and how we can move this concept forward. And Steve Andrews and Associate. So the YouTube channel is there, Steve Andrews and Associate. Our website is up, steveandrews&associates.com. So you do not put in the "and," it's just steveandrews&associates.com, one word, no "and." steveandrews&associates.com. We tried to do the Steve Andrews and Associates, but the "and" was gone and we could not find any. steveandrews&associates.com. And you can look at our community. Next year we will make it really interesting, because this is really about feeding the idea through. And I'm hoping next year we can start really building our communities. We can come up with much more ideas, and we can start really feeding what we are trying to do within these communities, that a lot more knowledge, a lot more information, all of us will sit around the table and we will learn from each other. And that's the vision of the community that we are developing. And for the past couple of weeks, I was just focusing on different topics. And how, for the one that just hear me for the first time, you can search Facebook, Steve Andrews, and you will find all the different last couple of weeks on either Facebook or YouTube. You'll find the information there, what we have shared with you. And if you like it, you can go and join the community. And going forward, we will move this discussion into the community, that we will really, so this discussion will be for the community, how we can really, and so we hoping we will get a lot more out of the community. Just 1 second, I just need to make some adjustment. Yes, so any questions, I can see if it pop up on the screen. So if you have questions, if you're there, you can just reach out to us, and we will continue to answer the question. Because it's not about me just chatting, because it's not fun talking to yourself. They say usually when you talk to yourself in the Caribbean, we will say that we are mad. So I don't want to think I'm a mad person. So I'm hoping we can have more conversation and we can have a lot more discussion. But in the meantime, I will continue to try to feed you with some information, or trying to whatever little that I know. So today we will be focusing on training, because I try to draft or really build these conversations around training, and we talked about earlier conversation. We talking about the techniques. How do we break down our techniques and how we look at the techniques before we talk about modalities. So we talked about different topics before. So today we will focus on training. What do you look for in a trainer? What are the things that you should look for in a trainer? And it's important. It's very, very important. I'm a spa operator. One time I ran at least 4 spas in Barbados. Then COVID came. Then we make some adjustment. So I understand. And I always have people. I always interviewing people. And the first thing I do when I interview people because I don't hire skills, I hire personality. I always believe I can teach anyone that have the personality, have the passion to learn. So I really hire, as long as you're certified, I will work on you to develop. So as long as you have a basic understanding what it is, I will hire you. And I realize that a lot of people come to us and they are lacking a lots of little things, and I always say to them, I don't blame you as a student or a practitioner that went somewhere and pay your money to learn something, because you only can learn what people are teaching you. You cannot learn unless you are, like me, are willing to go beyond what someone is giving to you and try to find the knowledge. I know someone said that that's no excuse, because YouTube, internet, the World Wide Web have so much knowledge that you should not be less, or you should not be struggling for information. And that's true. If you're looking for information, influence, or whatever the word is, you can find it out there on the international web. But it's very easy to find information. It's very difficult to find knowledge. Knowledge is very hard to find. Information is there, knowledge you have to seek after. Very important. I can repeat myself. Information is always there. Knowledge you have to seek to find. And it's so important to define or differentiate information and knowledge. Everybody and I keep saying, everybody or everyone that did anything, that think that they have the capability, or they think that they are good enough, they will want to teach, or they think that they should pass their knowledge on, which I have no problem with. But if you decided that you want to teach, you should always research the subject matter that you are teaching on. It's so important. If you want to teach, you must research the subject matter that you want to teach on. It's simple. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I do not blame students. I blame the teachers, because they cannot learn, or they only can learn what they are being taught. So it's very important that when you decide to teach, that you have a clear idea what you're doing. I'm not coming to you and say, hey, this is Steve and Steve know it all. From day one, I keep saying to you, I am a student for life. I learn from anyone, everyone, because everyone has something to teach, or everyone, you can learn something from everyone that you meet. It's how or what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, then you will take everything from everyone, and then you will be lost in your own space itself. So when you are looking for someone, or you think that you want someone, it's not about someone is teaching you regurgitation, because we regurgitate lots of stuff. We take up a book. I can take up any book and I can just read page for page, from page and page, and I can just regurgitate that information and say, here you go. And I can offer that to you, and wham. I'm not here, and I keep saying every week, and I will keep saying every week, the idea of this community, or myself presenting myself to you, is not to teach you modalities. It's not to teach you how to do a Swedish massage. It's not to teach you how to do a deep tissue massage. It's not how to do your shiatsu, Thai, Malay, Africana. It's not how to do a style. What I'm trying to open up your mind to is the element of therapy, and a clear understanding in what we are doing. What are the things that we are looking for when we decide we really want to get into therapy? Massage is easy. Doing a massage is the easiest thing in the world. Anyone can do it. And honestly, it's really. But when you want to move to therapy, that's where the challenge comes. And then you really have to start focusing and start thinking. So when you're looking for someone, is someone a tutor, you want someone that understands the element of therapy. You want to break them down. What is touch? Touch is so important in therapy. So you want someone that understands the importance of touch. You want someone that understands the importance of emotional connection with your technique. When you're doing a massage and it's no emotion, is empty, because all you're doing is really doing what anyone is doing, is just spreading oil and doing techniques. Regurgitate. Anyone can do that. You want to also find someone that understands the importance of breathing. Breathing is one of the most critical elements of therapy. How much people teach you? Some people will say, oh, you need to breathe. And when they breathe from the mouth, from the nose. And really and truly, that's not the way of breathing. So you want someone to take you and really understand or break down the concept of breath, and where it starts from, where it ends. It's not only with therapy, but it will help you throughout life itself. Breathing is such. I remember I did a class a long time ago, and this young lady shot me from out of my wherever. Because she said to me, she said, let's breathe. And I start breathing. My younger days as therapist. And I started breathing. And she said, you're not breathing. I said, what you mean I'm not breathing? She said, you're not breathing. All you're doing is just passing oxygen through your nose. That's not breathing. And she really break it down for me in terms of breath, how you breathe properly. And she hit me with it, something as important as breathing. He said, the first thing you do when you come into this world, what you do is take a breath. And the last thing you do before you leave this world is take a breath. So if something is so important, why are we taking it for granted? It's the same thing in massage therapy. It's so important to us, so why are we taking it for granted? We have to understand breath. Because with breath, we control our techniques. With breath, we understand the person. With breath, we can feel where they are. With breath, we can understand every aspect that goes through the body. Energy is a part of through your breath. That's how you control it. That's how you control pressure through breathing. So all of these things is what you look for in a therapist. We also need someone that understands. A lot of people will teach you anatomy and physiology. Yes, it's so important. You need to understand the muscle. I know people that come to me and they can call every single muscles in the body. And I ask them, how do it work? Do you know how muscles work? And they're lost. You know the muscles, but you don't know how it works. You know muscles, but you don't understand the relationship in massage therapy and muscles. What are the relationship? What impact you have on the muscles when you're doing a massage? How many of us really take the time to understand that? Circulation system. These are things that we need to work on. These are things that we are looking forward to. So if you're looking to move from basic massage to therapy, which you need to go, if you're only doing massage, you will get a point in life where you can get tired of it because you're doing sequences. And if you are doing sequences, anybody know, if you're doing a routine every day, after a time you get tired of your routine. And you will get tired of what you're doing. If you're doing sequences, someday you will just get tired, you will get fed up of your sequences. Because we all know when we do things in repetition over and over and over and over, the mind will get tired and you will get bored of it. So, I'm telling you now, I'm not asking you. If you're doing sequences, the time that you spend doing what we do is not going to be very long because you move on to another challenge. So you have to understand, is this that I want? This is what I want to do. Continue to do a sequence where I can quit in 5-6 years, or you want to develop a career for life where you know transferring from the sequence into therapy. Because therapy, you never stop learning. When you're doing sequences, every modalities or every style that come around, you want to do it because you get tired of doing this one, so you want to move on to the next one. When you're doing sequences, you get tired. That's why you want to do the another style. Someone come up with something, I want to do it. I know, see, people are now, everyone is now creating their style. And I'm saying, how many techniques, if you really thinking, are you serious? Let's think about how many techniques that you can really use, the basic technique that you can use in massage therapy. How many of them? If you really get to sit down and really think about it, how many techniques? I said, if you really want to think, and we can break down the different styles, and we can break down the different techniques in all of those styles. And most of the styles do not have more than 4 or 5 techniques. And with 4 and 5 techniques, and these techniques are going from different modalities or different styles, or different styles, or different style. All you're doing is just doing it in a different way. So after a time, you run out of doing Sorry. um, I'm hoping I'm making sense to you, because more and more I'm thinking about it, I'm saying to us, if we really dig deep in what we are doing, we realize that styles do not matter. You don't care what you do. You don't care you're doing a Swedish or deep tissue or Thai, or it doesn't matter. When you move to therapy, those things does not, it means nothing when you move to therapy. When you move to therapy, those things are null and void, because all of them now is like an antenna. You bring all of them right here and they become one. Because when you're starting to work on a person, whoever that person present themselves before you, whatever technique you're doing, kneading, what a kneading. You know, we talked 2 weeks ago, we talked about the different modality. We talk about what kneading, when you knead, you're breaking down. Okay, which is petrissage, we are breaking down. Efferage, we are flushing. Tapotement, we are breaking down. Vibration, in some sense, we are flushing. So basically, when you're working, all of these techniques, all of these modalities come into one. So now you all of these becomes one. So you're doing therapy. So you can pull from anyone, anything, and you're doing therapy. And when you're doing therapy, you never get bored. You never get bored. Sunday I was in a conversation with this gentleman, massage therapist. I know him for a very long time, and you know, he said he does massage as well. And we were having this discussion. Sorry guys. We were having this discussion, and the discussion was how good you are. And he was like, you know, you are one of the best therapists I know. And I said to him, to you, I am one of the best therapists you know, but to someone else, I still have a lot of growth. I still need to develop, because you cannot judge your massage based on your last person's. Your present always dictate how good or how bad you are. You cannot judge your therapy based on the last person you work on. That person may think that you are the best in the world, and then someone else come and think you are the worst. Unless you understand that every single person that present themselves before you are different. And when you understand that every person that present themselves before you, you are different, that are different, and you are trying to find the solution to fill in or make that person or achieve the objective that that person wants, or what that person walks through the door, what they're looking for, then you are just as bad as the person or the next therapist that the person ran from 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago. You are just as good as what presents before you. You have the knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you can make the adjustment. If you don't have the knowledge, then you're just going through routine. So now you cannot fill the void. And it's always void, because if you understand the anatomy, which you should, you know every single one of us are different. Our body structure, the way that we work, our muscles, how our muscles will react, because everyone different. We have 2 athletes and their structures are so different. Body structure, muscular structures are different. So when you're working on them, the movement or the techniques must be slight or changed to fit in to the difference in each person or each person muscle. So this is therapy. And I mean, it's hard to talk to yourself, and it's hard to look into a camera and have this discussion. Because I really want us to really have some really good conversations. Let's explore the concept of therapy. Let's become the best that we can be. How can we really master the art of therapy? How can we master our arts? I don't want you to be Steve Andrews. I really don't want you to be me. I really want you to find the true you. How do we work together to help you to find the true you? I'm training a young lady right now, and when we talk on the phone, she said she does massage, and she did massage, and what impressed me is that she said she had worked with someone that that impressed me, not from Barbados, from another country, and when she came and she started working, I was like, for real? Did you really work with this person? She said, yeah, and that. But that's not the problem. But it's to see the adjustment. I know when someone did a massage or someone is trying to get a job, they are nervous. So you don't expect the massage to be as great as if they are free and they're working free. Sorry, breaking transmission. Battery went. we should have made that adjustment before we start. But as I said, but if you, as I said, what I was saying, but if you can see the difference from where she were to where she's at right now, and it's only like 1 week, and the adjustment, two training days, the adjustment is so awesome in a short period of time. So sometimes the adjustment is not really hard, because if you learn to do the things wrong, most of us understand techniques or how to do a technique, but it's really the application of those techniques are not so good. So if you're really interested in developing the art of massage therapy, and you're really looking to move forward, and you think I have something to offer, why not reach out? We can really, it's a discussion we can have. We do online training, we do in-person training. So this is what we are working on. In the community, we'll be doing live demonstration in our community, where everybody will be able to see what I'm doing. We're going to be doing masterclass in Barbados or wherever we are, and we'll be streaming it live to our community. So we will be able to have these kinds. So being a part of the community, wherever I'm doing a masterclass, you will be a part of it. You'll have an opportunity to see me live most of the time, maybe an hour or two of what I'm doing. So wherever I go, wherever I'm doing my class, you will be a part of my community. You will be able to share ideas, share concepts. Whenever I have a master class, you'll be able to have access to it in some small way. So this is what we are doing. So you will be constantly doing new things, and we'll be able to meet together we'll be able to sit down and really work together in terms of looking at mastering our concept, our art. So it's going to be fun, I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that we all can come together and we can have a really, really good time in what we are doing. So I'm really looking forward to have this with us. I really did not start this about money. I really did not start this as about money. I really want to teach. I really want to pass on some of the knowledge that I have, if it makes sense to you, and let's really master what we're doing. I really think I have something to offer. I think I have something to offer. It's not everyone who will think that I have something to offer. That's okay. I always believe that everyone is right and no one is wrong. So everyone is right, because you have to be able to look at things in many different ways. And what might be great to me might not be great to someone else, might be trash to someone else. And what might be trash for me might be great to someone else. So everybody have their own concept, or have their own direction where they want to go. So I'm not really saying sorry guys, that everyone that I'm reaching today or will reach will want me to be a part of what they're doing. But that's fine, because I would like to be a part of what you are doing, because I know we can learn from each other. I mean, as I said, if you know what you're looking for, you can learn from anyone. But you have to have a good idea what you're looking for. If you have a good idea what you're looking for, you can learn from anyone, anywhere, anyhow, if you know what you're looking for. But if you want someone to really break down the concept of therapy, Steve Andrews and Associates can help. Steve Andrews and Associates will be able to really walk you through some of the idea. We can look at techniques, the different techniques, or we break them down. We can look at, there's so much that we can look at. And as someone said to me, what the story he gave, he said, like a poet, poetry. When you're writing poetry, if you stop and you think about it, then you never get the information. Nothing will come out. You have to start writing, and more you write, more ideas will come in front of you. Also, the same thing with training, because I'm not teaching you how to do routine. I'm not teaching you the Soothing Touch or the Steve Andrews style. I can do that, and I can do that very effectively. I want to teach you therapy, and with therapy, it's never a structure. It's based on what is present before us at the time when we are teaching. So everything is become very dynamic. So I can't say this is the structure I'm going to follow, because it will never be a structure. Because if there's a structure, I'm not saying I don't have an idea of how it will be, but it's based on your needs. It's based on your needs, where you at, and every person at a different state in their therapy or in their massage, where you want to go. And so it's really looking at each person. That's why it's a coaching. It's also a coaching component, but also we do classes, and we can get everybody. It's really making adjustment in your techniques. Sometimes, as I keep saying, sometimes it's little adjustment. Sometimes we just have to deconstruct, my wife always said make up words, but that's fine. You have to deconstruct your whole massage and reconstruct it. If those are words, sometimes we have to do that, because sometimes you're just all over the place and it don't make sense, and we will just say no, let's start over. It never take as long as when you first started, because you have all the techniques. It's just how you structure them, and sometimes we just have to reconstruct what you're doing and then reconstruct them all over again. So these are things that we do, and I can sit here and talk to you all day or all night, but that's not making any sense. Is when we get together, we can really start looking at ideas, start looking, because I don't have all the answers. Because you can answer most of your questions, or you can show me most of the things that you want. Is when we start talking, I will make sense from what you're saying, and we will pull them out, and we will make them work together. So it's not really me coming with a million techniques and I know all the modalities in the world and I'm the master at them all. No, I'm not. I'm a student just like you. I just will help you. Just would help you, or we will help each other in bringing the best out of you. That's all we will do. You will bring the best out of me and I will bring the best out of you. And this is how we're going to work together, because I'm a student for life. And I'm hoping that you are a student for life as well. We can go forward. We can make these things work together. The biggest interest here is therapy, because the world needs us more than ever. But if we continue to do regurgitation, if we continue to do routine, what makes? Today I was on the beach and I did a massage. I always said, if you're good enough, anyone that you touch will always want you to touch them again. If you're good enough, anyone that you touch will want you to touch them again. And that's what we do. We allow you to build that self-confidence and the ability. I'm not just saying it. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about something in your head that you think that you're the greatest. I was there. I know what it feels like. When I first start massage therapy and I start massaging people and everybody said, oh, that was great. I thought I was so good. Until I learned better. And then from there I always want to learn. I've learned early, in my very early stage, in massage therapy, I'm not good enough. And from then I always say I want to be the best that I can be, and I strive to be the best that I can be. And every day, as I said, I did a massage today and I was trying to prove to myself that I have an idea what I'm doing, because someone come to me with a problem, my idea is, how do I fix it? What are the tools I'm going to use to fix it? What are the tools? Whatever tools I use, however tools I use. And most of the time, I don't get it all the time, but I get most of the time. And that's okay, because all the times you're not going to get it. But if you try hard enough, you will get it. So, until next time, we will have this discussion. So next week, shoot me a line, tell me what the next topic should be, because I don't want to just tell you what I want to talk about. I want you to tell me. Last week we talked about someone question. We talked about there were 2 questions last week. I can't believe we only have 2 questions. Wow. But anyhow, they say always enjoy every moment. So I'm enjoying this moment, because there are times when I will not. I'm hoping that there will be so much question I cannot answer them all. So, until next week, let's be safe. Let's work together. Let's meet somewhere, somehow, and make whatever we do the best that we can be. Let's master the art of massage therapy. Enjoy.